We are here tonight to give you all the things that you didn't ask for. That's right. Welcome to Bat Signals from the Multiverse, a Facebook and YouTube live podcast shining a light across Gotham, Marvel, and the infinite chaos of comics, movies, and pop culture. Each week, we fire up the signal to talk about comic reviews, movie breakdowns, which we kind of already just did, but guess what? You will never hear it because we didn't hit record.
It. Yeah.
That's okay. That's okay. Ridiculous games and the occasional crossover no one asked for, but we're going to do it anyway. And if you miss us live, you can catch the show later on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your audio fix. I'm the host, the self-proclaimed Emperor of Awesome, Bradley Butin, and I can't do any episode without my tag team partner. That's right. Is the unverified twin of Dwayne The Rock Johnson in the eyebrows. The unverified twin of Dave Batista in the head wrinkles. The unverified twin of Carl Weathers in the mustache.
The flavor, savor.
The unverified twin of Tony Todd in the right earlobe. And yes, the unverified twin of Shamar Moore in the nipples.
Yes, sir.
All right, Brian, what's going on, buddy? Who are
Bradley,
you? What are we talking about?
Well, brother, man, thank you so much for that introduction. My name is Brian S. Dennis. With this week, the S is going to stand for WrestleMania. So as we go through our favorites of the week, what we're going to talk about is we figure out the Mount Rushmore. We're challenging ourselves to figure out in our head who are the best wrestlers or our favorite wrestlers of the past 25 years. So those of you that's followed our pod for a while know that as much as Brad and I love talking about fantasy, comics, movies, and TV, we are also lifelong wrestling fans. And next weekend is WrestleMania, which is like the biggest wrestling show of the world, of the year. So we're going to do a little fan cast of what we think is going to happen at the show of shows, but also we're going to pick out some of our favorite wrestlers of the past 25 years. And Brad, when I thought about what 25 years, I thought, wow, that's only 2001.
I know.
We should be in the Jetson cars by now, right?
Right. As a matter of fact, I think George Jetson has been born.
Yes. Should we be on some type of Odyssey or something going on?
I think so.
But here we go, brother, man. So with that being said, let's kick off the show and do the damn thing.
All right, we're going to start every week with our signals of the week. What are we watching, reading, playing, and following right now? So, Brian, let's go ahead and start with some movies and TV.
All right, brother. You want to kick off? Want me to do it?
Yeah, we can do one at a time. You pick one, then I'll go on.
All right, let's do it. Okay. So, one of the big things, which I'm sure you're probably going to lead off with, but one of the big ones that dropped, it seemed like everything dropped this week felt like Wednesday and Thursday, but we have the dropping of Star Wars Maul, the Shadow Lord. Dude. So many, and I caught myself not to text. I want to talk about it live on the pod, but there were a couple shows that they, in their intros, made my jaw drop. I'm gonna mention another one here in a moment. But that first episode of the two episodes that dropped regarding Maul, the Shadow Lord, when they show him getting off the ship and the music changed and the wind blowing,
fates.
Yes, it was like, okay. I remember screaming at the television, "You effed up!" Get the resistance. Anything you're trying to do, when Maul hits the screen. Okay, so let's pause and say here's our quick side quest.
Yeah.
If you were a rebel and you had to face down one of two Sith Lords, and all they do is walk in, who has the more intimidating entrance, Vader or Maul? Just based on entrance.
Maul.
Okay, yeah.
The Maul is, you're not going to the Maul is coming to you.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh, man. You're 100% right, dude. This is the best Star Wars animation has done yet. This animation is probably some of the best I've ever seen.
I mean, compare that to the Clone Wars. I mean, they've done Star Wars animation for a while was actually outpacing a lot of the live action stuff,
Yeah.
and was really carrying, the Lucasverse. And I agree with you. And it's only been 2 episodes, but it is, and he is one of those like, sometimes because of the popularity of Star Wars over 50-ish years. This one 40 plus definitely. Is you almost start to, some of those villains are just so cool, like Vader, that you start to almost, you become fans of them, right? So kind of like we're going to talk wrestling in a minute. It's also, you've got a heel that's so popular they become a babyface because people really like them. Darth Maul is just flat out evil. Like you just know he's the bad guy.
Well, yeah, right, but he was. I don't think he's not the most evil one in the room anymore.
No.
And basically because like the person that like shoved all their hatred into him is Palpatine. And who betrayed him? Palpatine. Like he is all about, he wants to kill the Emperor. He wants to do the right thing, but for his own reasons. And that's what makes him like pretty much one of the best characters in Star Wars, really.
Not to mention the cool ass double lightsaber, the look. I mean, he's just, whoever's behind the design of the character, chef's kiss. I mean, they designed just a visually striking, really cool character, but then when you add in the characterization, the personality, the fighting style, the weapon, all the things, like, he's just, again, hella cool. I mean, he really is just honestly, if you're just going by cool factor, he's hella cool.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I love where you can almost see how he's breaking Devin. He's not physically breaking her.
No.
He's letting her break herself.
Right. Which is what,
and he's just going to be there. Yeah.
Right.
So, man, I'm so looking forward to that. Like, everybody loves the Jedi and everything like that, but in this stage of where the world is, I mean, you have to relate with a little bit of Maul here. I mean, damn, so freaking cool.
I'm glad you brought that up. Just my closing thoughts on it is, as a kid, which is what you expect. When you look at that good bad dynamic, I was 100% a Jedi fan. I really I was really Yoda and Chewie, and a little bit of Luke. Han Solo, the coolest cat in the room, right? And there's not a Jedi, but I mean, so much
until
right?
Until Lando comes around.
Yeah. So you see all those things, and I was just a little disappointed Lando showed with his Colt 45. But then as you get older, the complexity of the Sith becomes much more interesting for an older audience. I know they've tried to do more of that. Like, that is what the Acolyte was supposed to do. But they've tried to make the Jedi more interesting. I think they tried that with Ray Laren and some of the later movies, which I think there's mixed bag of that. But there's just something about the inherent complications of the Sith, of the Dark Lords, of the dark side, that just draws, again, an older audience. And let's be honest with you, the adults are the ones that are buying the tickets and buying the merch, right? So, I think that's why the Sith, and when you look at all of them, why some of that has carried more, Vader and all of it have carried the billions of dollars that George Lucas has made over last few decades. But yes, I want to lead off with that because I knew we'd have a good conversation. When I just happened to see it on Disney Plus, I'm like, yes. So that was it. All right, my friend, what are some things you're watching?
Dude, Daredevil is back. It's 4 episodes in, or was it 3 or 4?
4. It's 4.
4, yeah.
Yep.
And dude, I tell you what, like the bullseye opening scene in the newest episode is just as good as any fight scene.
The text written to say, did you see the first few minutes of episode 4? And no, I'm gonna wait till the pod. That's why I was saying that the two shows that opening got me was that he comes in the diner and orders the milkshake, and the minute he's playing with the toothpick, you're like, uh-oh.
Yep.
And he calls in, and those of you that have not seen Daredevil Reborn, especially episode 4, to me, episode 4 has been my favorite episode of the second season, maybe even of the Reborn,
dude.
Both seasons of it.
Yeah, it's a perfect episode. It's gonna go in there.
Just that scene, and the whole episode was really good, right? But just that particular scene and then the ketchup bottle at the end, it was so like, wow.
Yep.
It was just incredible. And again, this is one of the things that Marvel has shown their ability to do. And when they got away from it, I think that's where they lost a bit of interest. If them taking those smaller, we said this on multiple times on the podcast, really if you're a comic book reader, you know that they have that what they do best is taking their B and C level characters and expanding upon them. And they've done that. They've absolutely done that. So from the most of the cast of the Avengers to now again with the villains that you see specifically highlighted in Daredevil, and taking the street level villains and street level heroes, and really making that. I love the fight scenes because they're so gritty and down to earth. It's not Captain Marvel coming in. This is no shade to Captain Marvel, but it's not Captain Marvel coming in from space. It's not Thor showing Mjolnir. It's not the Hulk, leveling a mountain. It's just like, and you see the grunting and the fact that neither Daredevil nor Bullseye nor honestly probably only Luke Cage come out of fights unscathed. Like this is a thing that happened. Even with Kingpin, he showed the bruises on his hands. So again, love that. And the episode before that, episode 3, the swordsman with the rebar. I was like,
it's so cool,
bro. I want him financing which is, he already said it's to be the financier of the upcoming Defenders. But we need more of the swordsman. But this was your pick. I'll hush.
Agree. Well, and I wonder what's going to happen, because obviously Fisk isn't going to be mayor for long, because a different person is seen in a trailer of Spider-Man Brand New Day giving Spider-Man the keys to the city.
Yes.
And it's a whole different thing. But also, where is Spider-Man amongst all this?
Right.
So, I mean, like, you got a bug problem running around. I mean, like, and Charlie and Daredevil's met Spider-Man.
Yes.
So
both iterations. Yes.
Yeah.
He was Peter Parker's lawyer, but he's also met Spider-Man. And don't forget, we still have Kate Bishop. I mean, there's a lot that can be done with this.
Yeah.
Even if they don't bring back Hawkeye for any of this, you've got Kate Bishop running around. I mean, there's all these things that they can bring in. By the way, Marvel, if you're listening, we know you are. Rather than wedging in Iron Fist, and Danny Rand tried, but come on now, we all know that Shang-Chi is a much better version.
He's back. He's back.
Give us Kate Bishop. Now I'd much rather see her as a Defender.
Agree. Yeah, man. Oh, Daredevil's so good.
You know what we're gonna get, but hey, if you're listening, give us Kate Bishop. You know, because she is a bit of a sinner.
Well played. I got to talk about the finale of High Potential for a minute here.
Yes.
The finale came. There was kind of a shocking death there at the end, where I kind of I liked that character, the cat, because you didn't really know. Did a great job on like is what his part was playing, and then they just ended up killing him off. Not going to give you the spoiler or anything like that. But other than that, man, that's about all the TV. I did watch Mario.
Okay.
It's fine. Cool.
Yeah.
I also watched another movie. I want to talk about for a minute.
Okay.
The drama.
Yes. How was the drama?
One of the worst movies I have ever seen in my life.
I got one I want to bring up as well. Please go ahead.
Okay. I don't want to spoil too much, but like, man, it just didn't. You know, when you're watching a movie and you're like, okay, the whole motivation for why the person is for the entire movie is under false pretenses. Yeah. And like, wait, you're judging somebody and you're worse?
Yeah.
And yet you're taking the high ground on this.
Yes.
You know what? Do you mind if I spoil this?
Go for it.
Okay, spoiler alert. The drama. Zendaya's evil, awful thing that she almost didn't do.
Let's be clear. Almost did. Okay.
Almost did was a school shooting. She did not go through with it.
Okay.
And that is the catalyst for the entire. So they're sitting around. Her and Batman are sitting. So MJ and Batman are sitting around a table and they're talking to some friends. And they're like, "Oh, before we got married, we went around and said the worst thing that we ever did."
Sure.
And then we left it all on the table. Okay. That's the premise.
That's the catalyst of all this.
It's the catalyst of everything. And then the girl was like, "Yeah, I locked a special needs kid in a tree house out in the middle of nowhere and got away with it. In the middle of nowhere, a kid that was special needs did it. I mean, like, pretty freaking awful human being, right?
Yes.
It comes down to this girl, and she didn't fight it. She didn't fight like, I don't want to or anything like that. She just said it. She's like, well, I almost went through with a school shooting. And you're like,
okay,
that's pretty bad. But you didn't.
Right.
Like so the part of your brain, it may have was broken, but it wasn't broken enough that you did it.
Right.
And you course corrected. And then after that, she ended up becoming a very, very big advocate for gun control.
Okay.
And all these things. And I'm like, how are you such a horrible person here? Like, you're the most sane one out of them, pretty much.
No kidding.
Right. And then, so everybody hates her now. And now he doesn't know if Batman doesn't know if he wants to marry MJ. And it's just like, this doesn't make sense. And then he almost cheats on her the night before the wedding. And it's just like, this is dumb.
Yeah.
This is, nobody's even like, and you're breaking your own rules that you brought to the game. And dude,
we listen and we do not judge, basically. Yeah.
Right. And so, like, the more and more it sat with me, the more and more sour it became in my brain.
I got you.
And I'm like, this is one of the worst movies I've ever seen. So there it is, the drama.
Well, I got one to throw into that. Before I get there, I got a couple other shows to bring up. Is number one, so you mentioned Daredevil Reborn, so good. Have you checked out The Boys yet? Because The Boys dropped season 5.
No, because I finally get my wife into The Boys.
Okay, all right, fair.
So I have to rewatch the entire thing.
That's okay.
Before I can get to
it. It holds up really well. It starts off really, really well. Shrinking, which I'm not sure if you're watching Shrinking with Harrison Ford and Jason Segel.
Yes.
Done very, very well. And Invincible is so good, especially the last 2 episodes. I'm
rewatching that too. I'm rewatching Invincible and Boys. I just finished
not gotten
season
to
1.
the most recent. There's a scene, and not to spoil it, but it would have been an episode, not the one that dropped this week, the previous episode. The one that dropped this week was also excellent, but the one that dropped the week before, what Invincible does so well is, in a world of all these superpowered beings, it will give you such a visceral, gritty fight, and it had a visceral, gritty fight between Invincible and another character, and they, even though these are two very powered people, they're flying all over this planet, slamming down mountains, they shot it, choreographed it, directed it in such a up close and personal way that you were in it to a point that, in a good way, it was uncomfortable. They did it in such a way of, we want you to understand that these bloody, and again, it goes back in, not to throw any shade to the Avengers or Transformers, any of these big budget where you had these space explosions that you almost kind of get numb to because of the noise and the lights and all this. It makes sure that we want to make sure that you understand that it's because it's an animated show. We want you to really get invested in these two beings that they are trying to kill each other and what that actually means. And that was extremely well done.
Nice.
And so again, Invincible, Shrinking, The Boys. We already talked about Star Wars, Maul, the Shadow Lord, and Daredevil Reborn. So everything you said about the drama, here's so we both understand that movies require a bit of suspension of disbelief. I think you say the term movie fog a lot.
Yeah.
This is a movie that started off with me really buying into all the movie fog. And once the actual thing that you knew was going to happen, they did it in such a ludicrous way. It took me out of the movie fog, and that movie is on Amazon. It is pretty lethal. It is ridiculous. So let me give it a real quick overview of it. So here's the general premise of Pretty Lethal, which it definitely takes a lot of nods from the John Wick universe. So that by itself is kind of cool.
Okay.
And I will say this: it is choreographed great for fight scenes. But what they integrate into the fight scenes is so ridiculous, it takes you out of it. So here's the general premise of it. You have a group of American young ballerinas who are over in Europe training for this show, okay? And so they're going through the back roads of Eastern Europe. They're trying to go to Budapest, if I remember correctly. Their van breaks down. So the instructor and the 5 ballerinas basically leave the bus with the van driver, and they're going to basically find a phone. And then they go to this, again, very John Wick-esque looking nightclub / bar.
Okay.
And all hell breaks loose. And even in the trailer and in the screen goes, these ballerinas must use their ballerina skills to save themselves. So what winds up happening is just that. They have to take on these rival gangs. But Uma Thurman is in it. Uma Thurman is the only redeeming part of this movie. Uma Thurman is in it. But also she's a former ballerina as well. And that comes up through all this other stuff. So what they basically do is they basically try and go like, because you are a ballerina, because these are high-level ballerinas, you have physical stamina, you're flexible, you're in great shape, you can kick and move and all these things. So some parts it makes sense. Then they have other parts like it is so, and I don't know what I missed, because even like reading IMDb and a lot of those sites they go is like it's somewhat ludicrous, but the way they do it, like it's ranked decently. And I'm like, how are you watching this and not going, this is stupid?
Yeah.
One example is a baby spoiler. So there's a knife, okay? So you got these, again, Eastern European gangsters. There's 2 gangs that are coming to kill you. There's a knife, okay? And instead of you picking up the knife in your hand to defend yourself, you insert the knife into the toe pad of your ballerina shoe so you can do these really high-level kicks and spins. And it's like,
so,
and it gets better because one did, and guess what? They all didn't do it. Like,
so what you're saying is it's like that scene in Argyle where they're ice skating on the oil or whatever and killing all the people. Only it's 2 hours of that.
Yes. So to give you a comparison, we've both seen Blades of Glory, right? With
we've seen Blades of Glory.
You know the scene where Will Ferrell and Josh Arnett are racing on the ice, and then they get to the escalator, and they're doing like a little tiptoe thing as they're in the ice skate. That makes more sense than this.
I kind of want to watch this now.
They try and bring in, similar to like Split, they have one member of the ballerina troupe, she goes by Bones, who has had a lot of trauma, and so she is like the non-privileged ballerina. So as things start to go haywire, she's trying to give them like some common sense, but she's also the first to do like this ludicrous thing. And here's the last thing I'll say. And they have a ballerina who's deaf, and they bring in a lot of things with her. But here's the thing that is also so ludicrous. So all these young women, regardless of their background, they've never had to kill a human being.
Okay.
Once the shit hits the fan, they all kill people. None of them seems jarred or anything and very violent. Like, we're not talking like a sniper rifle, like, okay, I can maybe separate myself from the damage I just did. Like, up close and personal, not murder. They're all done in self-defense. But at no way are they like, oh, I can't believe. And again, like what you would think a person would do, like, I literally was on my way to a competition. I'm now fighting for my life, and I just ended a human being. I maybe have feelings about that. Oh no, this one about their day. And cool, like, okay, let's all together. Please attack. I don't know ballerina terms, but I mean, some of it was just literally that. They're calling out dance moves. All right, it did. Okay, last comparison. In both Jumanji, The Next Level, and Jumanji: Welcome to the Jungle. Okay, the character of Ruby Roundhouse, she dance fights, right?
Yeah.
Way more believable than this. So I'll leave it at that.
I might be watching this now.
I'll leave it at that. And maybe I just was not I don't think I was the target audience, but I went up like, and I kept like,
oh,
we hear about movies all the time that get IMDb bombed, like review bombs, like they're good movies, but people just want to just make them look bad. I'm like, is this the opposite? The people just want to prop up a movie just for the heck of it? I'm like, how is this doing? Again, now not saying that any of the reviews say it's like Citizen Kane, but everybody was like, it's a mid-level, and also straight to streaming movie too. Like, so back in the day we had straight to video, now we have straight to streaming. So there's some of that, like, understand the movie that you're getting. I'm sitting there like, how is this ranked this high? So yeah. Now that being said, if I ever just wanted to like kill a couple brain cells, I probably will watch it again. And probably I'll watch it again to see what I missed. But it was like, okay. All right. So that's the rest of my like big shout outs this week, sir.
All right, man. I got a couple comics I just want to bring up real quick. One being Daredevil reboot is now up. Daredevil #1, written by Stephanie Phillips. Well done. They introduced a brand new villain. It's going to be pretty awesome. And all the Daredevilness. Don't want to give you any spoilers. It's fantastic.
Yes, sir.
Go read it. Go buy it. All the things. Next, Brian, Firestorm #1.
Okay.
It is so good.
Okay.
There's a little bit of a history in there, so it's a good jumping on point if you don't know.
And you know me in Firestorm. That's one of my favorite characters ever. So yeah.
That's right. And Firebird is in it as well.
Yes. Yes.
So well done. I had no spoiler for the comic here because I do want you to go buy it. It came out a week ago. It's fantastic. You're gonna love it. I like what they're doing. I will tell you if you really want me to off mic. And then lastly, the new Batman issue came out, and this is a Matt Fraction's Batman, just to be specific, because there's like 5 of them out there right now. Anyway, this entire issue was Batman having sitting in a diner with Alan Scott, and they're talking. Pamela Isley.
No, Alan Scott is the original Green Lantern, and not a Green Lantern with the Guardians of the Green Lantern who Wood was his weakness.
Yes, and apparently I did not know this, but he was the original protector of Gotham.
Yes,
I did not know that.
Yes.
So like
way back in the day before Batman became Batman. I remember that Batman was very much a Pulp Fiction kind of before he was the Guardian of Gotham. He really was that. I mean, Batman's origins are much more akin to Daredevil than anything else. Just that, you know, literally stopping the mugger, the basic jewel thief, and rid of those higher level crimes was really Green Lantern Alan Scott territory. And over time, the character became so popular that, especially in the '60s when the Cheeky show kicked off. But yeah, Batman was very much Green Lantern's. Well, they didn't really work together, but Batman was definitely not on the same level as Green Lantern. He's grown significantly. So yeah, I'm glad they integrated that into the comics. Absolutely, that's fantastic.
So good, and it was good seeing Alan Scott too. It looked really good. But other than that,
question on Alan Scott: 1 eye or 2 eyes?
He's got 2.
Okay, so they retconned that out. Okay, I liked him with the 1 eye, but okay.
1 eye, yep. All right, Brian.
As a whole, you can't look bad. You always look badass with an eye patch.
Absolutely.
You always look badass with an eye patch. All right,
Absolutely. All right, Brian. It is time to talk some WWE.
Yes, sir.
Why don't you go ahead and announce our Mount Rushmore? Brian and I are going to, what we're going to do. We're going to discuss and all that.
So again, it's level setting. So we're going to take a bit of a departure this week and really focus on wrestling. So hopefully you enjoy going on this journey with us. So what we're going to do, being that as we're recording, it is April 12th. So April 18th and 19th next weekend is going to be the 2 nights of WrestleMania. So what we're going to do tonight is we're going to talk about, as we fill out our Mount Rushmore. We're going to fill out Mount Rushmore of the best wrestlers of the past 25 years. So going 2021 or 2001 forward to who we think are the best. We've got our list. Brad and I just gonna chop it and figure out who's gonna fill up that Mount Rushmore. So Brad, before we go here, the reason this is my idea, the reason I want to frame it here is we both listen to a lot of wrestling podcasts. I want to give it out to CVV, Chris Van Velt, probably I think the best one is out there right now. Him and Jim Cornette are probably my 2 favorites. Oftentimes when they talk about the Mount Rushmore of wrestling, for good reason, we hear a lot of the same names. We hear Hulk Hogan, we hear Ric Flair, we hear Austin, we hear The Rock. We might hear Dusty Rhodes, Harley Race, for those that go way back, Bruno Sammartino.
Yeah.
So I thought at this point, we're 26 years into the 2000s. What would, if we just said wrestling started January 1st of 2000, pardon me. If wrestling started January 1 of 2001 to now, who would go on that Mount Rushmore? So, Brad, let's just chop it up a little bit and see who makes the list.
All right, man. So the first name that I want to bring up here, because we let's get the big ones out of the way, because I don't think that there's a place for them in, not at least not all of them in the Mount Rushmore. Because I mean, like, I don't want to cop out. I don't want to say The Rock, Stone Cold, and John Cena. All right. Now, is there a case to be made about one of those 3? Yes. And that is John Cena.
I would agree. When I look at my list of folks, when I looked at, if we were doing a greatest of all time list, and that's when I put the time frame on this, I would not put Austin or The Rock given that time frame. And by the way, I looked at one point, The Rock, as far as a full-time wrestler, his career in the WWE was only 7 years.
That's crazy to think about.
Years. When you look at Austin's time in the main event picture for the WWE specifically, it wasn't much longer than that. Both of them, Austin had a much longer career in Texas and in the WCW era. Austin, he had a much longer career. The Rock, as a pro wrestler, period, full time, because Hollywood came calling, right? So we can thank Mummy to Scorpion King, but then it took Dwayne Johnson to the world of Hollywood. But those two, which are still iconic individuals in the world of YouTube and the WWE Network, and I think you can rewatch a lot of those things. They get, I think, thought of, and I don't mean it's any shade or shame. They get their place in wrestling history, I think, it's inflated due to the time, the technology, the Monday Night Wars, all those things. So you're right. I didn't put those in it because really, when you look at the early 2000s, both of them were winding down. Austin due to injury, The Rock due to Hollywood commitments. Yep. But I did put John Cena on my list. So Cena was one of the ones that I thought, if we looked at this, Cena would be, even when he went part-time, was still really impactful for the world of wrestling. So I agree with you. Of those all-time GOATs, Cena's probably one of the ones that I would put in this time frame commitment. Now, if we talk Cena, you got to talk the other side of the coin, and also someone that's main eventing a match coming up in a less than a week from now, actually. So also one of the people that I thought about was Randy K. Orton, the Masters of RKO. What are your thoughts, sir?
Man, because we only have 4 spots, I don't know, because I kind of think that, does he belong in the Mount Rushmore? Is he? Yes, I think he really, really does. But let's see what other names we can get brought up as well, because I think there's other spots that as well that might overtake Randy Orton, because I mean, with the only 4 spots and one of them is going to John Cena.
Absolutely.
So really, we got 3 spots.
Yep.
I automatically feel like one of them has to be to a female. And I know the female. I know I want.
Who do you want?
I want Rhea Ripley.
Dude. So when we talk about women wrestling, especially in a post Divas, I really try to go with the women in the WWE who've really been in that women's revolution. So really not the Divas time frame. So again, no disrespect for Michelle McCool or even the Bella Twins. Yeah. But I really was thinking about the four horsewomen forward of those women. And while Rhea Ripley is also on my list, some others that I thought threw out for consideration would be Becky Lynch, aka the Man. And you got to throw in there, she's a 14-time former world champion. You got to look at Charlotte Flair.
Charlotte Flair, yeah. I mean,
So
and that same thing. I mean, like, but then you have Alexa and you have Liv Morgan, but again, that's a little current, right?
Right.
So, but like, and I think maybe you're onto something with Charlotte Flair or Becky Lynch because they bid her on. But there again, what about AJ Lee? She's there in the midst.
Yes.
She also has been gone for 10 years.
She was gone for a decade.
She haven't really been wrestling in those 10 years.
Right. So it's
So
not like
really,
she
I
went
guess, does
to
that
a
disqualify
TNA
her?
or an or AEW. She went. She retired, and I mean, by the way, she's a comic book writer on top of everything else. She's still hella cool.
Yeah.
But with that, I would think in my head, and also I didn't put. So I would think in my head, I would look at Charlotte and Becky as foundational for starting the women's revolution. The way we look at it, I didn't put Mercedes McCool on there, Monet or Sasha Banks because she spent a lot of time in AEW. I also didn't put Bayley because while I really like Bayley, I always felt like Bayley is just one notch below.
Same with Natalya.
She hasn't had the reigns that Charlotte has had. No one has. But also, even though Becky hasn't had the number of world titles, you argue that Becky has been more similar to Rhea. And I think it almost comes down to Becky and Rhea. We look at who do you think about as not the greatest women's wrestler, but among the greatest wrestlers. And a lot of time with Charlotte, we hear Charlotte framed as leading the women's division. Becky won the first women's main event, which against Charlotte and Ronda Rousey. And Rhea Ripley, crowd reaction, merchandise sale, all that. While she's in the women's division, you look at her as one of the best wrestlers. And I think you can make an argument a few years ago for Becky Lynch having that same type of cachet. Charlotte, just for some other, we always tend to put Charlotte in that women's division because she's got all the titles. Versus Becky and Rhea, I think both step out of that division, really being faces of wrestling. So for me, if we're gonna put a woman, I would say it's got to be either Becky or Rhea.
I agree, man. It's almost it's a coin flip.
Yes.
Either way, I don't think you could go wrong. But I think, honestly, maybe Becky just kind of edges her out just because she's been around longer.
Yep.
So second spot, are we good with Becky Lynch?
Yes.
All right, so John Cena and Becky Lynch are 2 spots right now.
And since we mention Becky Lynch, we should just stay in her household. What are your thoughts on Seth freaking Rollins? Now, we both are podcasts from Iowa, so there's an Iowa connection there. It's from Davenport, I believe. So what are your thoughts on Seth? So Seth has done what very few people have done. So he's won the world title, both of them. He's won the Intercontinental Championship. He's won the United States Championship. He's won tag team titles. He's won Money in the Bank, and he's won the Royal Rumble, I believe. Wait, is he a Royal Rumble winner?
I think so.
I know he's a Money in the Bank winner. I might have to double check see if he is. I don't want to inflate his. I mean, he's already got a great resume.
Yeah.
I want to double check. He may not have ever won the Royal Rumble. I was thinking that maybe he had. But what are your thoughts on Seth Rollins regardless?
My only problem with Seth Rollins on the list is that I think he's in the same category as John Cena, where he's good, but he's more of like a company man than he is like just total badass. Because when you think of like with the limited spots we got 2 left, like who's changing the game, right? Like who's did Seth Rollins change the game, or was it the Shield that changed the game?
Well, obviously what he did because his early years, you can't talk about him once it became Seth Rollins instead of Tyler Black. You can't talk about him without pretty much. By the way, I did check. Yeah, he won the 2019 Rumble. So what has he, and also is he doing things? Is he leading the way from look at the 3 individuals who made the Shield? So that's Seth, Dean Ambrose, aka John Moxley, and another person we'll mention here in a moment. Yeah. How much of that was him doing something that was transformational, or him being the other member, because when we talk about one of those other spots, we got to have this conversation about Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
So if you're looking at the Shield, which one of those? If you look at the Shield, so we got to take Ambrose / Moxley, I think, out of it, because so much of what he's done recently has been AEW, and this is really more of a WWE focused list. If you had to go, who's been more impactful to the business, Reigns versus Rollins, knowing that they both start out in the same group in the Shield, I would say Reigns has been more impactful to the overall business than Rollins has. What are your thoughts?
I actually agree with you. I agree with you on that too. I was actually gonna bring that was my point, was going through the Shield. Out of everybody, I think Roman Reigns, just because like he not only was he the face, but like he's got the longest title reign in the history of WWE as well.
Yep.
Like it or not, and yes, semi-scripted. Yeah, but we get it.
But you still got to earn the spot to maintain
That's
that,
right. And you got to keep it going.
Yeah, and on top of this, whether he wins or not, and we'll do our fan casting after this segment. Whether he wins on Sunday or not, he is main eventing his record-setting. I want to say he now when he and Punk main event the Sunday night show, he will now have the record of most main events by single wrestler in WWE history, Clifton Hogan. That's saying something. I mean, that is. Yes, you're right. It's choreographed, it's scripted, but think about he's done something that Hogan didn't do, The Rock didn't do, The Austin didn't do. Some other greats like San Martino, Dusty Rhodes, Ric Flair, they weren't in the WWE or in the WWE at the time that Wrestlemania was such a thing. But he's doing something, and you know what? If you don't like him in a spot, somebody take it from him. No one did.
Yeah.
I mean, he did. I mean, Undertaker did not main event the number of WrestleManias that Reigns has had. So I personally can see.
I think Roman deserves a spot. I think Roman deserves a spot. So I think we're down to one spot. I think there's two different ways that we could go for this final spot, man. I think we can either take a tag team, or we could take somebody like Y2J or like Y2J or Randy Orton. You know, that's where we can fit.
Brock. What about Brock? He came, he left, he came back.
Yeah, but does he talk? I mean, like, he's a monster.
I mean, does he need to? I mean, he's not a bad promo, but
no, he's not.
And he's always had Heyman with, well, he's had Heyman the majority of the time. That he didn't.
I mean, what about R-Truth?
Yeah.
I mean, like, I think for the same reasons you put Brock Lesnar in there, you could make a solid case for R-Truth, just because like he actually turns the script around.
Iron Man. If there was an Iron Man place on this, and I think we can maybe set up R-Truth with having the Iron Man award, because he's
that's fair.
Always
that's fair.
been there. But so you saying that, I know we were texting earlier about Danhausen needs to be in a tag team
with R-Truth and Damian Priest. Like,
yes,
this is where he needs to go.
Freebird rule. But can you imagine, like,
they need a faction?
Yeah. So I really did not want to like Danhausen. I
know, me neither.
And he's grown on me every week. And I've read a lot of comments like, just wait till you see him. Like, don't let the crate thing, because that didn't go over as great as the thing they wanted to. But the backstage business, especially because he plays off so well with, like, and give credit to, like, The Miz and those folks that play really well off of him. By the way, what about The Miz? I mean, he's been on forever. Is a multiple time. I think he says, and I think it's legit, he's the only 2-time Grand Slam champion, if you look at it that way, for longevity. But with Danhausen, part of me goes, I love the match when he goes, "You are cursed." By the way, you should watch a lot of what he does. I didn't see it like this showed up on social media. A lot of, if you watch his hand gestures when he's cursing people, that's actually ASL. He's actually sending out messages in sign language. I thought made him even cooler to me. But could you imagine, and I know they would never do this, but could you imagine Danhausen in a match against Brock, and he just curses Brock, and Brock drops, and he pins him, or curses like whoever's the world champion? Like,
it gets the belt that way?
Either Cody or Randy, like, he just comes out and curses them, and they fall down. 1, 2, 3. It will be the most viral. I mean, people would crap all over it, but I think equal amount of people would just lose their mind. Like, yes,
right?
Yes.
Those people that crap all over, they take things too seriously.
Absolutely. All right, so back to the list. I'm okay if we don't do Brock, but there's one other name I want to mention.
Okay.
is because but also not only is he at the top of the game right now, but he also has a lot of longevity, not only in WWE, but also internationally started AEW. Does Cody belong here?
Oh man, see, that's a tough one, Cody and CM Punk as well. I mean, there's a case of CM Punk needs because of the pipe bomb
for a decade as well. Punk was gone for a decade as well.
Speaking of like a little side quest here, dude, CM Punk, dude,
yes,
dude,
that pipe bomb. But then, okay, so we're gonna take a quick hit with the WWE.
Yeah.
So you and I are big fans of wrestling, and I've gone to my fair share of wrestling events. I've never gone to a PLE, but I've gone to a lot of house shows. I've gone to a lot of Raws and SmackDowns. The ticket prices for WrestleMania are ridiculous. And see, whether it was planned or not, I get the feeling it was not, but he took, I think, as he should have, took umbrage at TKO for setting the ticket prices away from, instead of for a 2-night event that the majority of fans are flying into in Vegas, and Vegas is an expensive town, so any hotel room you're getting, for those ticket prices to be, 4 digits for a lot of people, 4 figures for a lot of people, for a lot of not even great seats. And for a lot of that, I love it. And then they did the thing like, hey, you can buy for Saturday with 25% off. They should really understand that this business is really lifted up by fans, and fans going broke. And it's not like the Super Bowl where there's one event. You have multiple PLEs, so they've already made WrestleMania and now SummerSlam 2-night events. They had an international Rumble. WrestleMania is going to be international next year.
Yeah, in Saudi Arabia.
In Saudi Arabia, on top of that, we're not talking Canada. We're not even talking Great Britain. We're talking Saudi. They really have to make sure in their quest to make money, they're not losing their fan base. I think a lot of people talk about, oh, is it Cody? The people are getting sick of Cody. No, I think it's people are like the amount of money people are spending. There's so much excitement about the product, but if I got a second mortgage to go to a show, and when maybe the fan and all the stuff again, real quick. Like I have never really minded celebrities getting involved in WrestleMania, especially. I mean, going back to the first WrestleMania main event was Mr. T and Hulk Hogan in a tag match. They've always been there, but the amount of time that Pat McAfee is taking up space, and to a lesser, I prefer I Shall Speed to Pat McAfee, but they gotta watch the other. I mean, every week, Lil Yachty. Every week we're seeing
I Show Speed.
Yeah, all these people that. You're not like, it should always be about the wrestlers, right? Cool. It's cool that they're, and I mean, people like Jelly Roll, Ice Cube's son, I just call him Ice Cube Jr., O'Shea Jackson Jr. There are some legit professional wrestling fans who are also celebrities. That's great. And I think Jelly Roll is the best example of that. But there's other folks who they're taken away from it. Like Travis Scott last year, and this is what, no, it's not, then we'll get back to this one. Is so how WrestleMania is booked for the Undisputed title. Last year, John Cena, who you said is the greatest of all time, he's not. He's really good. He's not the greatest of all time. He isn't. He needed Travis Scott's help to beat Cody. So we're going to say Randy Orton needs Pat McAfee's help to beat Cody. That doesn't do them any good.
Oh, dude, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
I can't wait till we get to our fan cast.
Yeah. So anyway, back to our fourth one. So we've got John Cena, Becky Lynch, and Roman Reigns. We need a fourth one. I think we're both okay saying not Brock, not Seth. We were still talking Cody.
Do we think Y2J? Do we think Chris Jericho?
What about Jericho or Edge? Because Edge was my suspect. I mean, what about Edge?
Dude.
I mean,
okay, Braden Hart.
He lost time due to injury versus retirement, which is what we have with some of the others. He came back. Also, we both have loved the Bears, and to talk about it, you can make an argument that neither Damian Priest, Rhea Ripley, or Finn Balor, maybe even Dominic Mysterio, would be in a place that they are because he started Judgment Day.
It's true.
And yet he left. The Judgment Day is different than what kind of the incarnation under Edge or Coke. But I mean, I think we can add in Edge. Okay.
I 100% agree with you. I mean, and then let's go back earlier, like Edge and Christian. I mean,
Yeah.
dude, yeah, I really like this Mount Rushmore of
Yep.
Cena, Lynch, Reigns, and Edge. I think we hit about everything. We hit tag teams.
Perfect.
We hit winners. We hit outsiders.
Yes, sir.
Man.
And we didn't put Santino Marella on the list, so I think we're good there. Okay. All right, my friend.
Yeah.
So, you want to do a little fan cast of WrestleMania?
Yes, I absolutely do.
All right.
Let's go.
So-
Let's do it.
So, folks, WrestleMania is a 2-night event. As of right now, and I think the card is pretty much set. We've got 13 matches, 7 on night 1, 6 on night 2. Brad and I are going to give our prediction, our head and our heart. So we'll go through probably most of these fairly quickly, but we may get into a little discussion about some of the matches. Before I get into this, Brad, I'm gonna read out the cards, and without talking about any of the match, I'm just curious on the letter grade from F to A. You give me your thoughts on the card. So here's night 1,
Okay.
as of right now. So you have the Vision, which is Logan Paul and Austin Theory, and I just feel bad for the Vision.
I do too.
Set up to
Yeah.
be such a great heel stable.
It had so much potential.
And between the injury to Rollins, the injury to Braun Breaker, now the injury to
Big Bronson Reed.
thank you, Big Bronson Reed, who Bronson maybe catch the injury bug a little bit. We've had to reduce to a powerful heel faction to a tag team, and that's unfortunate. But it wouldn't shock me though, and we're talking we fan cast the matches. I am not right now seeing Breaker show up. I am not right now Breaker showing up. All right, but here's
But I don't think he would come back in the tag match. I think Bronson Reed could come back in the tag match.
Correct.
And I think Breaker could come back at a different spot.
Yep. That's what I'm
and
gonna
then
talk
have a
about.
reformed Vision.
I can see that. Yes.
But yeah.
Yeah. So here's what we got. We got the Vision, which is Logan Paul and Austin Theory, along with Ice Show Speed. And again, I kind of like how they handle Speed.
It's cute. Yeah.
They don't have him on par with the rest. They have I don't want to be here, but you're dragging me along.
Right.
Versus the Usos and LA Knight. Think about this. Jey Uso this time last year was not only winning the world title, but making Gunther tap out from a sleeper. Now he's in what probably will be the opening match in a tag match. And then LA Knight, who seems like everything that they normally want. He's a good talker, good look, catchphrase, fans love him. They go nothing to hear his theme music. He's been out of the title picture for a long time. I mean, but when we get to WrestleMania, he's gone a year without holding a title. He lost the U.S. title to Jacob Fatu at last year's WrestleMania. He would have gone a solid calendar year without any type of title in his resume, and not been out.
Somebody off, and
he has to. So with that being said, so here's again. Let me get to the card. So the Vision and Ice Speed versus the Usos and LA Knight. We got Jacob Fatu versus Drew McIntyre in an unsanctioned match. Devin Vaquer taking on Liv Morgan. AJ Lee versus Becky Lynch. The the Fatal 4-Way Tag Team match got irresistible forces. This is Charlotte and Alexa Bliss. Bailey and Lyra Valkyria, and the Bella Twins. I'm assuming Nikki's ankle's going to be good to go. We've got the other match you mentioned, potentially Seth and Gunther. Then the main event, which is Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton, and they keep saying with Pat McAfee. So with those 7 matches I just outlined, without any type of fan cast or results to do that next, what do you give that card? A from F to A.
B minus.
B minus. Yep. I agree with you.
Yeah.
I agree with you. How they've handled the Usos, how they've handled honestly the Rose Orton match, even Fatu and Drew McIntyre, an unsanctioned match, that should be a hell of a sell. I mean, it's just such a nebulous concept. So, and by the way, the matches that I would think we would get more time about with the AJ Lee Becky Lynch match and the Stephanie McCurry Liv Morgan match, they're kind of afterthought because so much of it has been about the other things. So, all right. So, and then let's just go through now what our thoughts. The first thought, we got the 6-person tag match, the Vision and Ice Show Speed, taking on the Usos and LA Knight. So we do this a head and heart pick. So, Brad, what's your heart tell you? The Usos and LA Knight or the Vision with Ice Show Speed?
My head and heart are in agreement on this one, and this is going to be the Vision and Ice Show Speed.
Okay.
Dude, I'm trying really hard to care about the Usos, and
Yeah.
it's a weird direction that they're taking. If you're gonna give me the Usos, give me a dance, please.
Yep.
Get,
They've
you
gone
know,
away from the dance. They've gone away from the yeet. I mean, he dropped the yeet, I think, a couple weeks ago, but they have purposely, you see, they don't come out to Jay's music anymore. They don't even introduce him as main event Jay. So anyway, it's just Jimmy and Jay. Like, again, out of similar to LA Knight, I thought his title reign was good. I had no interest in it, but it was really short.
Yeah.
And I was like, but hopefully this leads to. I really like Jay. I don't want him to turn heel. I think he's better as a babyface. But they've got to do something with him. I think Jimmy, I think it's maxed out as a mid carder, but Jay has the ability to be a main eventer. It was cool for nostalgia to see them get back together. Kind of like the Hardys. Jeff Hardy is, I mean, like, when we talk about tag teams, we talk about the Hart Foundation. There's Bret Hart and then there's Jim Knight. The Rockers, Shawn, then Marty. Again, Edge and Christian, Edge versus Christian. When we talk about the Uso, it's Jay and not quite as much Jimmy. They need to maximize Jay Uso. So while you gave it to Division of Speed, I kind of want to change, but I'm going to be authentic to what I put earlier. But I see your point. I think it makes more sense for Division of Speed to win. But I did, to be honest, my prediction was the Usos and LA Knight, just because I think you're going to want to start the fans off maybe with some babyface winning. It's stupid as the first match.
That's fair.
Next up, Fatu versus McIntyre in the unsanctioned match.
Okay. All right. So head and heart. Man, I really want Drew McIntyre to win.
Yep.
But Fatu needs a win right now.
Both of them need a win. That's why I think it's going to be a really good match.
I think so too.
But I think unless something funky happens, it's going to hurt whoever loses, because they both really, like I said, they both need a win. Fatu's not been in action very much due to some legit injuries. McIntyre got, in all honesty, screwed out of being in the main event. So you really want them both to win. And we still don't know who the hell attacked. And I forget who said it. I forget who said it this week on SmackDown. But they kept going like, "Hey, who was? You kept swearing it's Drew, and Drew hasn't said it's him. Who really attacked you?" So maybe that's a callback. Maybe somebody interfered. I think it was Solo Sikoa. Maybe there's a callback to someone interfering to cause Fatu the match, but to give Jacob an out. So
what you're saying, what we're saying here is the Drew and Jacob match. It doesn't matter who wins or loses. We, the watchers, are going to win.
Yes, but I'm going to make you make a choice. So my head and heart were both Fatu. What do your head and heart tell you?
My heart wants Fatu to win. My head thinks Drew's going to win.
Okay, fair. And honestly, I think he needs to win more than Fatu. Because again, as a heel, he gets screwed Jacob and still come back. All right. So one of the matches I can't wait to watch, literally and figuratively, for a lot of reasons, Vakir versus Liv Morgan for the Women's World Championship. Seven Vakir the champion, Liv Morgan the champion. See if I can do it. But she is the greatest Royal Rumble winner of all. I can't. But yeah. So who do you got head and heart? Morgan versus Vakir.
This one's tough, man, because I don't think they're done with Vakir's run.
Okay.
But I also really think Liv needs a title.
Yeah.
So, man, I'm gonna say heart pick is gonna be Stephanie Vakir.
Okay.
And head pick, I think what makes most sense, because they really want to get some power behind what's left of the Judgment Day, because Finn Balor is no more.
Yeah.
Because they won't disband it. So I think Liv will win.
Perfect.
So heart Vakir, brain Liv Morgan.
Okay. I don't think they need to dismantle the Judgment Day. I think it still serves a purpose. It's gone through lots of different versions, kind of like the Horsemen or Evolution, or not Horsemen, Evolution, but Horsemen and like NWO, even DX of it. I like the idea this will probably be more the Dom Liv show. They still got Roxanne, they still got Raquel, they still got JD. I think they probably need to add one more male wrestler in that. I think it's very cool. I can't think of the last time that you had a significant faction where the majority of the wrestlers were women. And right now, that's what they have. They really have. So the Judgment Day as of right now has 5 members, 3 of which are women. I think that's really cool. But I do think maybe, especially someone that maybe JD can tag with, I think would be really cool. So we'll see if maybe someone comes up from NXT. For me, my head and heart pick with both Liv Morgan, but very similar. I don't think we're done with Stephanie McCurr, but I also agree that Liv is a really good heel champion, and given the Judgment Day something to hang their hat on as an accomplishment, because I think we know how the Dom Balor match is going to go. All right.
Yeah.
So next up, we've got for the Women's Intercontinental Championship, we've got AJ Lee versus Becky Lynch. How do you see this going?
So my heart has to be with AJ Lee.
Sure.
However, my head is gonna go to Becky Lynch.
Yep.
Because Becky, AJ Lee is a part-timer.
Yep.
She's a part-timer.
Yep.
She can't, she's not gonna be a super fighting champion.
Right.
They came up and we did the tournament to lead into it. So we're only getting a few matches with AJ Lee, and that's all we really need.
Right.
Let's give the belt back to Becky. Let's get a feud going on with somebody else.
Yep.
Maybe Vakur, maybe somebody else.
Yep.
I think Alexa Bliss might be a good one.
Yep.
I don't know, but I think.
I like that idea too, because the draft will sometime because I think Alexa technically is part of SmackDown, but I agree with you that Alexa, that's going to come with my next pick. I think Alexa, she's been back now for a little over a year. It's probably time to have her do a singles run. I think either the U.S. title or the Intercontinental title are tailor-made for her. Also, I was thinking about this the other day, because my picks are also that Becky wins it. When I looked at it, I think there have been, I can just count them out live here. So with the Women's Intercontinental title, it went from Lyra to Becky to Maxine, back to Becky to AJ. As soon as it goes back to Becky, of the 6 title reigns, 3 of them would have been by Becky Lynch.
Yeah.
And so if you watch the WWE Unreal documentary, she talked about she wants to help make that title. And so I think because I agree, this is probably the last match we see AJ in for a while, and so she gets a WrestleMania match. She goes out on her shield. She puts the title over, gives it back to Becky, and then Becky, like you said, starts a feud with someone going forward. Bayley and Lyra are both right there, so we'll see what happens there. All right, so that brings us to the Fatal 4-Way for the women's tag titles. Again, we've got the Irresistible Force, which is Nia Jax, Last Legend, versus Charlotte and Alexa Bliss, versus Bayley and Lyra Valkyria, and versus the Bella Twins. So let's just do this. Can we both agree that Bellas are not winning the belts?
Yes, we can definitely agree that.
So then that leaves us with the champs retaining, or do we go with Alexa and Charlotte or Bayley and Lyra?
Alexa, oh gosh. You know what? I was thinking about, I was 100% sure until I heard it out loud.
Okay.
Bayley and
Lyra?
Oh my gosh, Lyra.
Yeah. That for both picks are heart versus head.
Got a cameo.
All right.
Oh, these are comfortable.
Thank you.
Hey, Princess.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good.
Are you going to watch WrestleMania next weekend?
Duh. Do you know last year?
Yep. Is there any match you're looking forward to in particular?
You can't ask me. That's against the rules. What?
Is there any match you're looking forward to in particular? You have a match you can't wait to see? Excited to watch?
A lot of them. Liv Morgan versus
Stephanie McCurr? Yeah.
Stephanie McCurr, yeah.
So who's your pick? Who's your pick? Stephanie versus Liv?
I hope Liv wins, but I think Stephanie wins.
Okay, all right. So me and your dad are doing the women's tag match, so let's get your pick. So with the women's tag team title match, we've got the Irresistible Forces taking on Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss, taking on Bayley and Lyra Valkyria, taking on the Bella Twins. Who do you think wins that match out of those 4 tag teams?
I think they're going to give it to the Bella Twins.
You think it's going to be the Bellas? Okay. All right.
Or it would be Lyra and Bayley. I don't think they would give
Okay.
it to...
Charlotte and Alexa, you don't think so?
Yeah.
Okay.
I wish they would. I want those 2 to win.
All right. Who do you like better out of Charlotte and Alexa? Do you have a favorite?
Oh, Alexa, 100%.
You know why? Because Alexa Bliss and Liv Morgan are the same person.
No, they are not.
Until they show them in the same ring at the same time, I will say Alexa Bliss and Liv
They
Morgan are
have
the
been
same
in the
person.
same ring at the same
But I don't remember it, so I'm going to say it's Alexa Bliss and Liv Morgan are the same person.
That-
All right. All right, let
You
me
wanna
your
know a
dad get
fun
back to
fact?
it. Yes, please give me a fun fact.
Last year during WrestleMania,
Yeah?
I broke my toe.
How did you break your toe?
I stubbed it against our thing that carries blankets.
Oh, ouch.
But hey, I didn't have to do the entire football unit and half of our hockey unit. Yeah.
Nice. So you got out of some stuff at PE. That's fair.
Oh, yeah.
That's fair.
And I got to
Okay.
take the elevator for like 3 months straight, even though my foot only hurt for like a month and a half.
Oh, that's cool. That's really cool. Well, I'm glad it worked out. So this year, no breaking bones, okay?
Hopefully.
All right. Let me get a hug bye-bye.
Oh, bye-bye. Oh, bye-bye.
Hug bye-bye, princess.
Friends?
Yeah, mother turned it on.
Friends? Well, I guess I'll be there for you. Oh, that's weird. I'm
Like
gonna
you're-
attack-
Like you're there for me, too. All right.
I got Friends trivia coming up there in like a month or two.
So I shared this on my social there now that I have never, okay, I've seen one after episode of Friends, the Pivot episode. That's the only one that I've ever seen. I was made to watch it. So
I know
all
where my
right.
trivia questions are coming next time. Then.
Okay. All right, bro. Okay. So
Yes, back
so
to
your
back to
daughter's
the
thinking either the Bellas or Bailey and Lyra. My head pick is potentially having the Irresistible Forces maintain the titles just because it keeps Naya and Last Legend going on both shows. You can continue to
That's
build
true.
them as that. But my heart pick is Lyra and Bailey. So what
Mhm.
about you, sir?
You know, I'm gonna co-sign on both of those. I'm gonna co-sign on both of those. I really want Lyra and Bailey. They've come a long way, and I think they've kind of stopped the whole bipolar Bailey.
Yeah, whatever the hell they were doing that with Bailey, I don't know what that was supposed to lead to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they did it like gradually, so they could just say she got a medication or something like that. You know. So
yeah.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be mad with either one. I don't think the Bellas, because the Bellas are part time. They're going to get a WrestleMania moment, but that's going to end it there. At least that. And then the only way I would want the Bellas to win if it would open the door for Daniel Bryan coming back, which I don't think it will.
No.
And then the other side of it is, I think Charlotte and Alexa kind of ran their course. I don't want to see them feud. I really don't. What I want to see is Alexa or Charlotte, preferably Alexa, get drafted to Raw. I think SmackDown's kind of Charlotte's show, but I would love to see Alexa get drafted to Raw and what you said earlier, start challenging for that Intercontinental title. I can't remember if Alexa and Becky have had a feud. If they had, it's been a hot minute ago. So I would think that would be a great way of doing that. Next up, the match that they've tried to make it make sense, but it doesn't make sense. This is going to be a great match because of the competitors, but why is it these two with such little build, which is Seth Rollins and your man Gunther? So heart and head pick there.
All right, heart and head pick on this. So my heart is really leaning towards Seth Rollins.
Okay.
Because they're really trying to turn him back into that pure I don't want to call him a face. I don't want to call him a heel because he never really is one or the other. He's like one of those
He's very much a tweener. Like almost no matter what they do with him, he's
what's a good term for? Let's make up a term.
Yeah. Well,
not anti-hero, anti-face.
Tweener's a technical term, but I think I'm good with calling him an anti-baby face. Yeah. He's
anti-face. Okay.
Yeah. Anti-face. Yeah. By the way, his wife is a much better heel than he is. He tries.
100%. Yeah.
Heel.
Yeah.
All right. And
he works so much
Becky
better.
And Seth are married. Yeah. So,
yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, he works so much better, like as being loved by the fans, in which he never has not
Yeah.
been, even when they were trying to make him the, Heyman's guy.
Yeah.
So
I mean, they love his music, the burn it down, the pyro, all the things. Also, his moveset is built for a babyface. I mean, he's got a lot of flips and kicks, all of those things. I mean, he's got the stomp over, which I was kind of surprised but everything about his moveset, I remember when the Shield was still the Shield. He had a match where he showed him flipping over the top rope and doing suicide dives and jumping back in. I mean, everything about, and he's older now, obviously. Needs to be careful with his body. He's blown out his knees, blown out his shoulder. So he needs to be careful. But I think when Seth is at his best, he's a babyface. He is. Not a kissing baby, not a Cody Rhodes type babyface. But that almost when Kevin Owens is really good as a babyface, a little bit of that stone coldness about him. Like, I will kick you in the mouth as soon as say hi to you, but I'll do it because the fans love me. So
my heart and my head are actually going to align on this one.
Okay.
And they're both going to go to Gunther.
Really?
Because I think Breakker's going to interfere.
Yep. That was what I was kind of alluding to. So what I have as far as my pick, and I love when we do these together, because the league kind of always makes me second guess. I had in my initial pick, I'm going to stick by them, is my head was Rollins, my heart was Gunther, but I think it's not only anticlimactic, but it doesn't move us forward if Rollins beats Gunther. If Gunther, again, if Breakker's able to, and I believe it was hernia surgery that Breakker had, but if Breakker is even out there just to lightly interfere or distract Rollins, where he gets put in Gunther's sleeper and passes out, not taps out, that also sets up Rollins to go back to Breakker when Breakker's healed up, as well as I think it sets up Gunther for whatever deal that Heyman made. And I think Gunther, whoever comes out of the main event on Sunday night, I think Gunther is their first challenger. So, all right.
Yeah.
And that leads us to the main event on Saturday night, which is Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton and this lethal 14-time world champion, the legend killer, the Viper, the Apex Predator. He only stands a chance against Cody, even though he beat the snot out of Cody on his own, is if he has the assistance of one Pat McAfee. So I hate the McAfee involvement in this.
I do too.
The fans were saying, "Go home, Pat." All the things. I think CM Punk went a bit off script in his pipe bomb by talking about Pat like this is stupid. He uses those words like IWC for Internet Wrestling Community. If Cody or Randy is saying that, then it gives some type of a value of gravitas. Pat McAfee, who's a member of the Internet Wrestling Community, saying that he's going to save the business for something that, again, as Cody said 30 years ago, doesn't make any sense, right?
Yeah.
Randy Orton wasn't in the Attitude Era. He's in the era after the Attitude Era. So with that being said, my picks are for both head and heart, and also because with the stipulation that if Orton loses, McAfee leaves pro wrestling for good. We know they like his commentary. The WWE has a status on a lot of his shows.
Yep.
They've hedged their bets. I'm saying head and heart. Also because I think it's the right thing to do, especially if McAfee wasn't involved. I think Orton beats Cody Rhodes. What are your thoughts on this?
100%.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's not the exact way I want Orton to win.
Yep.
But you know what? I will take
the
heel, the voices in my head, Orton, any day, because Randy Orton is probably the best wrestler out there.
He is. I give you that. All right. So now we jump to night 2. So I'm just going to give you the card real quick. You can rate it give me a letter grade for the card. So we got Oba Fenton versus Brock Lesnar, which you know is going to kick off the show. Penta in a ladder match defending against Javon Evans, Dragon Lee, JD McDonough, Rusev, and now Rey Mysterio. Jade Cargill defending her WWE Women's title against Rhea Ripley. Sami Zayn defending the U.S. title versus Trick Williams. We know we're getting the Demon that I just wish they would have, even though we all knew it was coming.
I know.
I wish they just let it happen at Mania.
Yeah. How do you think that'll go with Danhausen?
Maybe he'll curse him and Finn will become Finn again. All right.
Well, or like would that add more power to the Demon?
Yeah. That's a good point. That's a good point.
Okay.
And then in the main event, Punk versus Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
So I overall think this is a much stronger card, but I'm curious what your letter grade would give. You gave Saturday a B-. What do you give him Sunday?
A.
I agree with you. I give it an A.
A-. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like, fair. I don't know what they could have done any better.
Right.
With what they had. Right. So, I mean, like, I think that Night 2 is definitely is going to be an A.
Yep.
I love the grades, man.
Yeah.
We got to remember the grades when we move to our Wrestling Wednesdays, which we'll talk about.
So let's start off with the first match of the night, which we know is going to be Oba versus Brock Lesnar. This is old school how you build a match. There doesn't need to be a title involved. They don't need to be cursing at each other. You get these two big hosses, and it's a clothesline, it's a shove, it's a power bomb. They've did a lot of shoving in one move, and they've got people ready to absolutely lose their mind. They're doing the right thing by leading this match off. They put it on ESPN so anybody can watch it. This makes perfect sense. So head and heart, Oba versus Brock. Who you got?
It's lining up. My head and heart are both telling me Oba Feminin is going to win. Yes. Okay. And I think Brock wants Oba to win because
I agree with you.
Man, he's like I forget where it was, whether it was like a YouTube video or something like that. That somebody said that Brock was working with Oba a lot.
Okay.
Backstage, like he's Brock, and he's retiring. He's passing the monster title
that's the big
to
thing.
Oba, and this is the right choice.
This is absolutely the perfect guy to do it. It's a Nigerian version of Brock, in all honesty.
Right.
But also that first altercation where Oba stands there and puts his foot on Brock's chest. You can clearly see Brock is telling Oba to do it. Like, he wants to put him over. So I agree with you. Head and heart aligning with Oba Femi.
And this is the match I'm looking forward to the most of all of WrestleMania.
Absolutely.
Is Oba versus
like they did something so right for almost every match here. This is the one they've got absolutely perfectly. This has been the one they could not have done any better. The next match is also what I'm looking forward to, is because we get a return back to a ladder match as an Intercontinental title match. So you got your favorite wrestler, Penta, defending against Devon Evans, the Young OG, Dragon Lee, JD McDonough, Rusev, and Rey Mysterio.
So Brian, I gotta say something here.
Yes.
You may not believe this.
Okay.
I'm starting to change my mind on
He's
Penta.
growing on you. I can tell. He's gotten better.
He has, man. The last couple months, I've been like when I'm a stubborn man. I fully admit I'm a stubborn man, and I will vote, and I will go for whoever Penta is against. But the last couple months, I'm like, I'm just gonna be quiet. I'm just not gonna be vocal about it. And now I gotta say, I am grown. Penta's growing on me, man.
I think he's caught his stride.
Yeah, I think so. And as a matter of fact, he's one of my picks.
All right, your head pick or your heart pick?
He's my head pick. Okay. My heart pick is Javon Evans.
I love it. The young OG.
Dude, he is just so much fun to watch.
Isn't he,
do I think they're going to give him a championship at his first WrestleMania? I mean, that's a pretty big achievement if they do. All right. And Penta is still really high up in there. Yeah. And I don't.
Fairly new for Penta.
I guess there's maybe a case that Rey Mysterio gets it.
Right.
But I think there's going to be some outside interference. But
and there's no case for Rusev to get it. Rusev is there.
Yeah.
If you watch ladder matches, even for an England know how the matches go, Rusev's there to catch the guys. And keep them hurting themselves. And he'll take some bumps. He also can throw people around. So that was my thought process with my head and heart. I go, who do I think is not going to win it? And I think he crossed off Rusev, JD McDonough, and Dragon Lee. That leaves Penta, Devon, and Rey. So my head pick is Penta, partly because he won a title fairly new. And I think But also, I think regardless of who wins, because my heart pick is Ray, I think regardless of who wins this match, whether it's Penta retaining or Ray winning the title, I'd be happy with either one of those.
Yeah, this is gonna be a great match.
I think the next stop though is Dominic Mysterio. I think
Yeah.
Dom either gets his rematch with Penta or Dom, which is why my heart is leaning to Ray. Is Ray literally passing the torch back to Dom? I think Dom unseats one of these two. I think Dom is without a doubt their best mid card heel. And having him hold the Triple H championship is great, but I think having him hold
And he's had it for a long time.
Yes, he's had it for a very long time. So I'm curious what they're going to do with that. Then we move to Jade versus Rhea Ripley. Probably the women's match I'm looking most forward to, even though I'm looking forward to AJ and Becky as well. But Jade versus Rhea, head and heart, my friend.
Head and heart are gonna go to Rhea. Jade is fine. I'm not super impressed by Jade, especially not for full matches. She does the same 3 moves, and she usually screws up one of them if she does it more than once.
Yeah,
you know, and Rhea, I think Rhea, it's a good. Yeah, I think they're gonna clash really well. But Rhea is just great at everything in that ring.
True. I would be so I split mine. Head is Jade, heart is Rhea. The only reason why Jade won on my head isn't that I think Jade should win. I think so understand, and this is just me taking putting the business side of this. Raw's on Netflix. That is their number one show. They really want high profile people driving. They already have Cody and Orton driving SmackDown. They really want big name people driving Raw as well to get folks to subscribe or to watch on Netflix. I think Rhea is one of those people they want driving people to Netflix. That's the only reason I have her not winning it from a head standpoint, is I think they want to keep Rhea on Raw. And then the other part of it is, and I hope they don't do this, I think she's much better as a babyface. They've been really almost overtly pushing her friendship with Io Sky.
Yeah.
Does Io do something? Which I think wouldn't make sense. Io just got her butt whipped multiple times by Jade and Jade's group, which does not have a name. So but that's the only thing I can think of, is maybe she costs her, and we get an Io versus Rhea feud, which I don't want, but that's also going to be something we see to kind of get them out of this match. But also, if Rhea does defeat Jade, I think Rhea will do great. She'd also have a slew of new opponents that you can have on SmackDown, and that could also see. So I said it's a 50-50 shot, but that was my justification. Next up, we've got the match that I have not said this before. I really hope, and I'm just going to hedge mine out there. I really hope Sami Zayn loses. I hate this version of Sami Zayn so much. Just make him a heel. This whiny, gripey. Also, I dislike the way that they treated Carmelo Hayes going into this. They didn't do him as dirty as they did Drew, but it was right there. And it would make more sense for this to be Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams. I know you don't watch a lot of NXT. I don't as much as I used to, but one of the ongoing, really, the closest thing to the Sami Zayn, Kevin Orton connection is Trick Williams and Carmelo Hayes. Trick was Carmelo Hayes' ballet hype man for a long time. They feuded where Hayes was the babyface and Trick was the heel. Trick's been the babyface and Hayes has been the heel. All these things, and that was right there in front of them. And why they didn't do that, I put Sam in the ladder match if they really wanted to do something, right? But with that being said, I see Trick. I love Trick. I think it's very clear that and he's one of those guys that while he was really good in NXT, everything about him is meant for the main roster. He has blossomed in only a few months on SmackDown. So I totally talk about, you mentioned earlier, like, does someone win a title at their first PLE, so the first WrestleMania? I think if they really believe in him, Jacob Fatu did it last year when he beat LA Knight, for the US title. I think we're going to return. I think we're going to repeat of that with Trick Williams defeating Sami Zayn and letting Sami do whatever this Sami thing that they've got him doing. I don't even know.
Go away for a while and come back as a big baby face.
Yeah, yeah. Or maybe we'll get him, and maybe he goes away and he comes back with KO. So,
I mean, that'd be cool
uh,
too.
what about you, sir? Who do you picking for the U.S.
Same, man.
title?
I do not like Sami Zayn currently. I like him. He's fine. I'm not a huge fan of him. Like I wouldn't buy any of his merch or anything
Sure.
like that. But dude, Trick Williams is freaking good.
And he's
And
gonna be a
he-
baby face. He's going
Yeah.
to be a baby face.
And he probably deserves to be higher on the pecking order than Sami Zayn.
Yes, he does. He does.
So yeah, let's
by the
get
way,
into this.
by the way, he is dating. I think he maybe is absolutely engaged to Lash Legend. So can you imagine 20 years from now, their kiddo in the WWE? Like, come on now. Talk about a bloodline. Their
it'll be
kid,
Trick Legend.
yeah, we got it. Way better than
Yeah.
Rocky Maivia, right? Okay.
That's right.
All right, we're almost done with night 2. So now we've got the Demon Finn Balor versus Dominic Mysterio. Who do you
Mhm.
think is this one?
The Demon,
Absolutely.
head and heart.
Yep.
Dominic has gotten the upper hand on Finn way too many times in the
Yep.
past several weeks.
Yep.
For all the build up. The Demon is, Finn's going to be pulling out the Demon, and when he pulls out the Demon, things happen.
Yep.
And Finn's this is the most important Finn has been in a long time.
Yes.
And I think they can really, really build on that. Let's be
Right.
done with Dom. Let's
Yeah.
see what's next for him. Honestly, I want to see him. I want to see him do some stuff with like maybe Punk or somebody else.
Well, I was even thinking he's another one that I think is right for moving him to SmackDown, because I could see him and Orton, I think, will work really well together.
Yeah,
Because I think as long as based on what they did with Damian Priest, as long as Damian Priest was on Raw, you couldn't get away from Damian Priest and the Judgment Day. Rhea did a much better job of getting herself away from Judgment Day as overall. Versus with Finn, as long as he's on Raw, there's always going to be that easy booking of putting him in something versus JD or Dom, where if they add another male wrestler. Versus if he has this match, then you get him over on SmackDown, you build him up either for a feud with Trick Williams for the U.S. title, or even better, I think, get him in that main event picture, because I think that's where he belongs. And I think if he was feuding with someone like Randy Orton, I think that could be a good one. So with that, we have our main event, CM Punk versus. But again, before they announced Oba versus Brock, this was my favorite match going into it. It's still really high up there.
yeah.
Punk versus Reigns for the World Championship. Ed and Hart, CM Punk or Roman Reigns.
If you would have asked me this a week ago, my choices would have been different. I think that there's no way
Pipe bomb,
he's
right?
keeping
Pipe
the
bomb.
belt after
Pipe
the
bomb,
pipe
yeah.
on.
Yep, I agree with you.
And he knew it because he didn't even take the belt with him when he went back
Yeah.
into the crowd.
Yep.
Punk knows he's losing the belt. So my head is absolutely Roman Reigns. I think that makes good sense. Do I want Punk to have the belt? Punk doesn't need the belt to do anything.
Correct.
And Punk has been a constant for the last several years now. And Punk is probably my favorite wrestler wrestling right now.
Yeah.
I do feel a slight bit betrayed at Y2 Chris Jericho, because we know he's back on AEW. I'm a little bit.
Right there.
Just a little bit.
Right there. It was right there. It was
Yeah.
right.
Yep.
All right,
But yeah, dude. So Roman Reigns, head and heart.
All right, perfect. Same. Even without the pipe bomb, I was gonna go Reigns. It would have been 2 years since he was world champion, so I think it's time to get him back in there. Also, I think this also sets up Reigns versus some newer folks to build for that. Like maybe we get again. I think what we're gonna
Reigns
get
versus
is,
Cody.
huh?
You do Reigns versus Cody again.
Reigns
If
versus
Cody
Cody,
drops the belt,
But what I really think we're going to get is Reigns versus Gunther. I think that's the match we've been trying that we haven't really had.
yeah, that's true.
Gunther's been on Raw pretty much his entire time since coming up for NXT. Reigns has been on SmackDown during Gunther's time on the main roster. So this will put them both on the same show. And I think what we're going to get is probably at SummerSlam a Reigns versus Gunther match, which I think will be a banger. And I think it's all honestly to get the belt back on Gunther, or and I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah,
okay,
go ahead.
all right, so do you have any surprise? What surprises do you think are going to come? Anybody? Who do you think is going to come back?
I think one of the surprises is we will either. I think one of the surprises we'll get is I think Breaker shows up during the Gunther Rollins match to help Gunther win somehow. Again, I mean, with hernia surgery, all those things, but I think he's at a position he can probably walk down to the ring. Probably not doing any physical contact, depending on where his healing's at, but I think he could definitely interfere enough from a distraction for, like I think I said earlier, for Gunther to put Seth in the sleeper and knock Seth out. Another one I'm thinking about is Kevin Owens. So I really think KO, if they were looking for some way for Trick to not win the U.S. title, having Kevin Owens show up to hook up with his buddy, or just having just something about KO, even if it's just a quick promo, the music. They're in Vegas, so I'm trying to think of anything that would be more Vegas oriented. And the last thing is, I think we do see, while I don't want to see them feud, just going how things might be predictable, if Charlotte and Becky don't win the titles, I don't think they will, I maybe see a Charlotte-Becky feud with Charlotte turning heel again. She came back as a heel. I think she likes being a heel. She's probably better as a heel.
Yeah.
Alexa's definitely better as a sympathetic babyface. So we may see the implosion of the best friends there. Just because I think that tag team's running sport. I think it was great for the better part of the last year, but I think it's time for both of them to get back into singles action.
I agree.
All right, brother. So with that being said, I have a quiz for our audience as far as a same plot, new character.
Nice.
Would you like me to throw this out to the for the boys and girls, sir?
Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
Right. You can text me your guess, but here we go. This is same plot, new character. So I'm going to give you a movie plot, and I'm going to use characters and references from other movies that the people in the cast have been in to describe the film. See if you can figure it out. Here we go. This face-off features a Lord of War against Dr. Jekyll and a quest for a national treasure known as freedom. While traveling over Kansas City and Fargo, and in an attempt to escape LA, they eventually leave Las Vegas. It becomes undisputed how essential Marcellus Wallace and an undercover brother are to the final destination of this ghost ride.
Okay. Give it to me. Give it one more time.
This face-off features a Lord of War against Dr. Jekyll and a quest for a national treasure known as freedom. While traveling over Kansas City and Fargo, and in an attempt to escape LA while eventually leaving Las Vegas, it becomes undisputed how essential both Marcellus Wallace and an undercover brother are to the final destination of this ghost ride.
Okay. Huh. You
know the star, basically.
I know the star. I definitely know the star. I mean, sometimes you got some caged theory in there. Okay, cool, man. I'm gonna think about that one for a minute.
All right, brother. So Sweet. Now we get to the game for you. I thought I'd pull out a rated nerd. I've done this in a little bit, but since WrestleMania is in Vegas, I thought let's do a few quizzes regarding movies that feature Vegas in their plot. So I'm gonna throw a few of these out to you.
Love it.
Okay, and we'll go from there. All right, brother, here we go. So first off, these 3 movies take place in Vegas. But let's see if you can put them in their chronological order based on their release date.
Okay.
So here they are alphabetically, and let's see if you can rank them in their chronological order based on release date.
Okay.
So alphabetically, we have Honey, I Blew Up the Kid, Rain Man, and then Vegas Vacation. Again, Honey, I Blew Up the Kid, Rain Man, and then Vegas Vacation. Put them in chronological order of release date.
Of release date. Okay. I'm gonna say Rain Man is gonna be first.
Correct.
Okay. That one was easy.
Figured
Now,
out me.
I know Honey, I Blew Up the Kid and Vegas Vacation had to have been about the same time.
They are close.
But I feel that Vegas Vacation came next and then Honey, I Blew Up the Kid.
You are wrong, my friend. Rain Man, 1988. Honey, I Blew Up the Kid, 1992. Actually, Honey, I Blew Up the Kid and Rain Man are close together in release date. So, Rain Man in 88, Honey, I Blew Up the Kid in 92. Vegas Vacation wasn't until 1997.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I was a little shocked when I looked that up as well. But all right.
All right, man.
Second one. We got two more. Second one.
Yep.
These are 5 movies.
Okay.
And I want you to tell me what rating do you think they are from the MPAA rating, okay?
Okay, what rating?
Yeah.
All right, got it.
Okay, now here's the deal. Normally when I throw these out to you, I have something rated G. I looked and I even asked for a little help from the AI gods, and they said that you can find no movies rated G that are set in Vegas because it's set in Vegas. I'm going, fair. So,
All right.
all of these movies, I'm going to help you out here. All of these movies are rated either PG, PG-13, or R. Okay, so I'll say it again. PG, PG-13, or R.
Fair enough.
Based on alphabetical order, we've got Bugsy, George of the Jungle, yes, George of the Jungle 2, Las Vegas, which stars Morgan Freeman, Percy Jackson and the Lightning Thief, and The Godfather Part 2. I'll give them to you again. Bugsy, which starred Warren Beatty.
Yeah, great
George
movie too.
Yes, George of the Jungle 2 with our friend Brendan Fraser. Las Vegas, which stars Morgan Freeman, as well as I'm blanking on his name now. The gentleman who plays Alfred in the Christopher Nolan Batman.
Michael Caine.
Michael Caine, Percy Jackson and the Lightning Thief, as well as one of the greatest movies of all time, The Godfather Part 2.
Okay.
Remember, all these movies are either PG, PG-13, or R.
Mhm.
So, you want to go in order? You just want to throw out what you're guessing?
You know what? We'll go in order. Bugsy first,
Yep.
R rated.
Correct.
Okay, I remember because there's boobies in there, and
There are boobies.
there are boobies in there, and I remember that was in my younger years.
Okay.
All right, George of the Jungle 2, George of the Jungle. Okay, well, first of all, George 2 probably should have never happened.
Correct.
It's a horrible movie. It is
It is.
PG-13.
Yeah. Incorrect.
Oh, PG. Yeah.
It's PG.
PG, yeah.
It's Disney, so
Yes.
you could be one of those.
And
two.
George of the Jungle 1 was so good. George of the
Yes.
Jungle 2, you could probably skip it. Okay.
This was when Brendan Fraser was remaking every cartoon he could. There was Dudley Do-Right.
Yeah.
Yes. All the things. It was pretty well Brendan. Okay.
Oh, yeah, then Leslie Nielsen did Mr. Magoo.
Magoo, yes.
Oh, yeah.
right.
All right.
Next up, we've got Las
Vegas.
We got Las Vegas.
PG-13.
Correct. Percy Jackson and the Lightning Thief, another Disney movie.
Mm-hmm.
What are you thinking?
PG.
Correct. And lastly, probably obviously, Godfather Part 2.
R.
Definitely are.
Rated R.
Definitely are.
And, okay, is Godfather 2 better than the first one? Better than Godfather 1?
I think so.
I agree. I like Godfather. Out of the trilogy, Godfather 2 is the most rewatchable.
Yes. I will say Godfather is a little more quotable because of Brando's performance, older Brando performance.
Yeah.
So it gets you out the beginning and, make an offer to scare me. All to deal with the wedding. It also tried to get it shut down because of the very, very obvious allusions to Frank Sinatra. But Godfather 2 is a much more epic movie, so it's slower.
Yeah.
And you got the two timelines. but it is it is without a doubt better. And the less we say about part 3, the better. Yeah,
absolutely.
All right,
that's fun.
So now, last one. Well done, sir. So last one is we've got biggest box office. So again, movies featured in Vegas.
Okay.
And I want you. And by the way, I'll give you this little bit of a hint. All these movies were hits. All these movies made money. Okay. But
so what made the most money?
Yeah, which one of these made the most money? And we're just going by gross, not net. So we'll see which one of these movies grossed the most money. And this is based, if it helps, on domestic box office. Here we go.
Okay.
First off, in alphabetical order, we have Casino. Next up, Miss Congeniality 2. Number 3, Ocean's 11. Number 4, Rush Hour 2. And then the 5th one is the first Hangover. You can't talk Vegas without the Hangover.
That's right. I'm actually surprised they made it this far. Okay, so Casino, Miss Congeniality 2, Ocean's 11, Rush Hour 2, or Hangover. This is tough. This one is tough. This one is really, really tough because you got those sequels.
Make money. Yes. Sequels, right. That's why I think sequels that makes it harder, right?
Yeah, because like everybody goes to sequels usually make more money even though they're not as good as movies.
Yes.
I'm gonna take
a good sign of that. It's a very good sign of that. All right.
I'm gonna take Miss Congeniality 2 out of there. I think out of all of those, we all love Sandra Bullock.
Yes.
But so we're gonna do some process of elimination here. I think, you know what? I'm actually gonna take Hangover, like, because of its rating. I'm gonna take Hangover out because it was R-rated. It's great and it's fantastic and it spawned the 2 sequels.
Yep.
But because of that, I think I'm gonna take Hangover 2 and I'm also gonna take Casino out of this as well. I think it's going to be between Ocean's 11 and Rush Hour 2.
Okay.
So it's really going to be like star power here, right? George Clooney, Brad Pitt against Jackie Chan and Chris Tucker.
At the height of Chris Tucker's popularity.
At the height of Chris Tucker's Tuckerness.
Yes.
Because, man, Rush Hour movies are fantastic. They're all great. Even the bad one, even when they're bad, they're great.
Yes.
I'm going to say Ocean's 11.
So, first off, let me give you some information. You were completely right to cross out Miss Congeniality as it came in last at making $101.3 million.
Yeah.
Casino came in 4th place at $116.1 million.
Yeah. Ocean's
11, dude, it made a whopping $450.7 million, which places it at number 2.
Oh,
behind Hangover.
Hangover's
made $469.3 million. And Rush Hour 2 also was a hit, making a little over $347 million. So from 5 to 1, they go Miss Congeniality, Casino, Rush Hour 2, Ocean's 11, and then The Hangover. It was rated R, but that movie was such a phenomenon, and people saw it multiple times. But yes, Hangover actually is number 1. It barely eked out Ocean's 11, but it did.
Man. Okay, you know what, man? I guess I wasn't up for the power of that, of what is The Hangover.
Yes.
Okay.
All right, sir. So with that, do you have any games for me? Do you want to?
I do not have any games today.
Okay.
I figure we'll go right into the honest ad, and then we'll definitely do our Better Than Us Human of the Week.
Fantastic. Here we go. All right. So with that being said, Bradley, did you know that as we're recording on April 12th, it is National Grilled Cheese Sandwich Day?
I'm going to have a grilled cheese after this then.
Absolutely. I am as well.
Yep,
so with that being said, here's my honest ad for the grilled cheese sandwich. 2 slices of bread and all the butter that you please. These are the beginnings of a perfect grilled cheese.
Mm-hmm.
American cheddar, even Monterey Jack, As long as the cheese is melty, you're right on track. Heat up your pan or even use a griddle. The secret to yummy goodness is no riddle. Start on one side, then flip it around. Just like your prom date, grilled cheese loves to get down. Cook until crispy and the bread is golden. Aim for the color shamar more to ensure your cheese is molten. Cut it in half, but before you take a bite, remember the contents are hot. Remember the contents are hotter than Bradley Buchanan on half-price wing night.
Yes, yeah.
Enjoy every crumb, and even when no one is looking, your family will tell you they smelled the grilled cheese cooking.
Yes.
That is my honest ad.
Oh man,
Grilled
love
cheese.
it.
All right,
So-
brother. Who's your better than us game of the week this week, sir?
My better than us is my wife, Kaylee, for several
Yes,
reasons.
sir.
One, basically because she's an accountant, and tax season is coming up, and it was her birthday just the other day on
Congratulations.
April the 2nd.
Congratulations. For me, my better than us got a twofold. I got to give it up to our buddy. So tomorrow actually is not tomorrow, 2 days from now, is the birthday of one Ron Perlman. So we love us some Ron Perlman. He was in Blade 2. He's done a lot of things, especially we know him as our favorite Hellboy. No disrespect to David Harbour, but honestly, did you see the most recent interview he gave that said he would love, even in his mid-60s, he would love to reprise Hellboy just to really finish that arc with the twins to give us a true Hellboy trilogy. He said
That'd be
he's
awesome.
down with it. He said he's down with it. So while those are great individuals, I also got to give it up for, and where you and I were talking about how Project Hail Mary made us feel really great about just being people. We come together as a people, as a planet, and really celebrate the cool things that we can do as a species. And a real world example of this would be the crew from Artemis 2 that did that fantastic space flight. Those of you that say it was fake because not everything was floating in a capsule, Velcro. All right.
And yet we've still never been to the moon. We've
Right.
been around the moon, but we've never
Yeah.
been to the moon.
Yes, of course not. All right. Anyway, with that being said, Ron Perlman, more importantly, the crew of the Artemis crew of Artemis 2, those are my better human of the week, sir.
Love it, love it, love it. All right, Brian, it's time to close up the day. What do you got?
All right, as always, thank you, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us for the best part of our week. And we're sending you up to your week. Please remember these words of wisdom from your old buddies, Brad and Brian. First off, never retreat, never surrender. And in the immortal words of the Goonies, never say die.
All right, remember, every fandom was better before we found each other. That doesn't make sense. But yeah, actually, so that works. And the real end game is finding snacks before the credits roll. All right.
Absolutely.
All right, so here we go, guys. When the sky lights up,
We show up.
because this is Bat Signals
Bat
from the
Signals from
Multiverse.
the Multiverse.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.